Good evening, everybody. Welcome to high school baseball here on rivercountrysports.com. It's the FHSAA 3A Region 1 quarterfinal here in Live Oak, Florida at Booster Field. The Suwannee Bulldogs playing host to the West Nassau Warriors. The Warriors, the 6th seed. They come in with a record of 13-14. Suwannee is the 3rd seed in the region. They are 16-11. Wayne Luttrell along with Tom Daniels in the playoffs underway, Tom.
I'm ready, and so is Suwannee. Grayson Green, the lefty, having a great year, will be pitching for us, and he will give us all the starting lineups in a moment. But beautiful night. It's nice and cool, just a little breeze in the air. And Wayne, they came out of the woodwork for this game.
Yeah, we got a great crowd on hand. Still room for you, so come on out and enjoy this playoff baseball game as Grayson Green takes his warm-up tosses on the hill. Got Jace Moran starting behind the plate for Suwannee. Kyler Watson is at first base. Noah Lopez at second. Gabe Garcia, your shortstop. Easton O'Quinn around at third. In the outfield left to right tonight, Hunter Watson gets the start in left field. Colton Rogers is your center fielder. And Hampton Newman around and right. Ty Moses, not 100% tonight, so he won't be starting.
Yeah, a little bit under the weather, but he's dressed up. If we need him, he'll suck it up, get out there.
West Nassau comes in 5-6 on the road this year. Suwannee is 9-4 and defending the home turf. As far as run for and runs against, West Nassau 142 runs scored, 140 given up. Suwannee has scored 158 and given up 110. They come in with a 235 batting average. Suwannee is hitting 271 as a team. All right, DeMarcus Sawyer ready to lead off for West Nassau. He's the center fielder, number 29.
And he's hitting 241 on the year. Surprisingly, Nassau, I think, with only 2 home runs on the whole season. So,
was taking a look at common opponents, and I'll tell you this after Grayson's first pitch here. And that's in there for a called strike. They played Jacksonville Episcopal. Nassau lost 10-0. Suwannee beat Episcopal 7-6. They played St. Joseph's Academy. They beat them 4-3. Suwannee lost to St. Joseph's 2-0. And as far as Baldwin, Suwannee winning that game 4-2. In the district championship game, West Nassau split with Baldwin, losing 7-0 and winning 4-1.
So we can have a ball game.
2 strikes on the batter. Grayson wheels and deals. And there's strike 3 and strikeout number 1 for Grayson Green.
And Wayne, hopefully Grayson can get his stuff going early. Last game, he got it going after an inning or two and struck out 9 out of 11, I think, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, well, he had 3 innings in a row with all strikeouts.
Yeah.
And then we changed pitchers. Liam Reeves now the batter, left-handed batter, and he's the opposing pitcher. And that ball gets by the catcher and just bounces off that brick wall and comes right back to him.
James Wrigley.
Green pitch to the lefty. That's fouled away, top of the screen.
And these guys waste no time. Grayson gets the ball. He's ready to throw it.
Got the Live Oak Fire Department out here again. The big flag out in the center field. Curveball in there for a strike. Well, that's a nasty pitch.
If you're a left-handed hitter against a left-handed batter, it's real nasty. He was bailing on that one.
Looked like he was going to hit him, and the next thing you know,
he may see it again right here.
There goes fastball, and that's a high chopper. Going to be a tough one to get him out. The throw is not going to be in time. He runs it out. If it's on the money, he might have him and didn't pull the first baseman off the bag, but Watson secured the baseball but didn't have his foot on the bag, and I'm going to give him an infield hit for that.
Yeah, Watson came off the bag to get the ball to make sure that it didn't get by him. And we'll have a courtesy runner as opposed to a pinch runner, as opposed to a designated runner.
And that's Ethan Penule will be the courtesy runner.
They have 67 steals on the year. So they may think about running.
Not a big lead facing the lefty. Green to the plate. That's low. So runner at first base, 1 down, just underway here at Booster Field.
Well, let's see if we can turn one of those double plays that we missed 2 of last game.
And right back to the pitcher. Could be 2 to Gabe Garcia on the first base, and there it is. And there go the Warriors.
You're welcome.
We'll be back after this with the bottom of the first inning on rivercountrysports.com.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. You know, at J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive, Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
Rights to the broadcast of this regional contest in the 2026 FHSAA Class 3 Baseball Championships have been granted to River Country by the Florida High School Athletic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this live stream without the express written consent of the Florida High School Athletic Association is prohibited.
Did you get it all done, Wayne? You got to read any more, or is that it?
Oh, that's just the first of many announcements coming up tonight, the FHSAA. And we have to pay for the rights to read those. That's the fun part.
Well, we're going to be facing a left-hander, and that's a little bit to our advantage because we only have two left-handed hitters in the lineup. That's Jason Moran and Grayson Green. And this lefty is a little wild. And he will certainly be putting their catcher through a test tonight.
On the North Florida scoreboard, college or high school baseball played earlier today. St. John's Country Day. We saw them. This is in 1A. They beat Rocky Bay 15-0 in the first round. And 2A was Bishop Snyder with a win over Providence, another team we saw this year. In Class 4A, Choctaw eliminated Baker County with St. Augustine over Arnold. Escambia, the 7 seed, knocked off Bishop Kenny to the 2 seed, 3-1 in the first round. So Bishop Kenny, they're done. Clay beating Wakulla by a score of 4-0. In 5A, Childs advances over Ponte Vedra. It was Lincoln with a win over Gulf Breeze. Niceville beat Beachside, and Columbia upset at home. In Lake City, they lost to Mosley by a score of 5-2. And in 6A, it was Pace over Lake Howell, Coy Creek beating Tate. Buchholz a winner over Mandarin 12-2, and Oakleaf defeating Bartram Trail in first round action.
The Dogs, number 8, Nolo Perez.
Well, you mentioned Lincoln, and it's not football season yet, but I talked to their head coach Saturday, Matt Jackson, and I asked him why he was mad at himself. Because when you look at that schedule that Lincoln's playing in football,
yeah,
it's a toughie.
Yeah, they're a tough program, and we wish Matt a world of success as long as they're not playing us. Noah Lopez leads off. First pitch is into right field. It's twisting and lands in foul territory. Everybody gave chase. Nobody could catch up, and so Lopez with new life here.
That's what Wayne said.
Got a little underneath that one.
Yeah, I think, Coach Moran told these guys to come out and swing the bat because this guy's, he's hittable.
Liam Reeves. Lefty gets his sign. Now it's pitch. It's outside. 1-1. Playing him straight away. Curveball almost snuck in there, but misses outside.
Reeves is 1-2 on the year, and this is the 11th appearance. Obviously, you can all see he's a lefty.
And into center field. Sawyer calls for it at the track and makes the catch right at the warning track to Marcus Sawyer in center field and makes the catch, 1 down.
He does have 20 Ks on the year, and now he'll be facing one of our left-handed hitters, Jason Moran. And we'll see how Jace hangs in here against the lefty. And sometimes it's difficult for lefties to pitch to lefties because they see so many righties.
They do shift the center fielder over toward right, so they're expecting him not to go the opposite direction. Heck of a hole out there. He goes down the opposite way down the line.
Now, I have to think that last pitch was a changeup because it couldn't come in more than 60 miles an hour.
It didn't change.
No.
And it didn't hit the strike zone. There's the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be out of play.
Well, we're taking our hacks. That's always a good sign.
Ram waited for that. He tried to catch that and drive it the opposite way, but got underneath it.
Yeah. And you mentioned that there's a gigantic gap in left center.
And down the line.
And down the left
got
field
the
line.
shift on it. Off the top of the catcher's glove. That's ball 2. Easton O'Quinn waits on deck, followed by Kyler Watson. Then Gabe Garcia, Grayson Green, Hampton Newman, Hunter Watson, and Colton Rogers.
Hope we call some more names this first inning.
And there's a blast, but that's going to end up foul. One bouncer to the wall, but in foul territory. So 2-2 the count on Moran.
Well, the first two batters have been able to turn on the ball. Let's just see if we can't make it fair. Whoa, look out.
Yeah. Chase had to duck on that one.
If he didn't duck, it would have hit him smack in the head. My goodness. That's curved by, the back, the box a little bit, though. Give you dancing feet.
And that was popped up. Could be playable. Foul territory. Catcher calling for it and makes the catch. So Moran fouls out. 2 down in the inning. Now Easton O'Quinn, nobody on and 2 outs. He comes to the plate. No score here in the bottom of the first inning.
Now batting for the Dogs, number.
Well, a 2-out rally is not out of the question here.
Team ERA for West Nassau 3.35. Suwannee's ERA 3.51. His first pitch to O'Quinn. Swing and a miss.
Quinn was way out in front of that pitch.
Yeah. Well, they're used to seeing the ball 90 plus, and they're not seeing that tonight, so going to be a little adjustment period. The crafty lefty just misses.
Quinn having a heck of a year for a freshman.
He is. Nothing tops that grand slam they had in the Wolfson district game.
You're a freshman and you have a grand slam. I mean, how do you top that going forward? That and 351 on the year.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of highlights from this young man through the years. Down the line at third, nice scoop, and the throw across the diamond not going to be in time. That's an infield hit.
Yeah, there was.
I mean, he did everything he can. Shane Reeves over there backhands the ball, made the throw across the diamond, a one hopper, but just beating it out as O'Quinn.
Well, I'm not so sure Brooks Robinson could have thrown him out.
Yeah,
he was playing deep at third, and then he had to go over to the line. But he was guarding the line, so we didn't get the extra base hit. But with 2 outs, if the count goes bad, we will see the runner run.
O'Quinn leads the team in stolen bases. Watson at the plate. First pitch to him misses inside.
And when I say if the count goes bad, if your cleanup batter is hitting and he's 0-2, 1-2, you send the runner, you stand nothing to lose. If they throw him out, your cleanup batter leads the next inning off.
Right. 1-1 count. Easton has a pretty good lead over there, but he's got to be careful with the left-handed pitcher. Reeves to the belt. His pitch misses low.
Didn't miss by a lot. So 2-1, not a bad count to send the runner. Billy doesn't run a whole lot. Bulldogs only 40 steals on the year. Throw over.
Yeah. It's a little flip over to first base. Back easily, O'Quinn.
Calling card. I know you're there. It's 2-1. It's a hit and run count. I got to throw it.
Quinn regains his lead. Watson digs in at the plate. Reeves' pitch toward the shortstop. He hustles, gets it, throws over to first base, and the first baseman can't come up with the play. And O'Quinn will go to third.
Yeah, and Wayne, I think it was a bad throw.
It was. I got E6 in the book.
Now batting for the
The shortstop had it with plenty of time and didn't need to throw it in the dirt like that, but he did. And trying to scoop it over there was Davenport, but couldn't come up with it cleanly. O'Quinn takes advantage and gets third base.
Yeah, well, he may have saved him a run, Wayne, by getting his glove on it, because if it gets by him.
O'Quinn's probably scoring. You're right.
Right. Okay, let's get this 2-out rally going here.
Gabe Garcia at the plate.
Gabe's got home run power.
See how they play first and third if they send Watson here on the pitch.
He's got a real big lead.
Yeah, he does. And he's got good speed, not sending him. And he'll go because the ball got by the catcher momentarily and just enough to give Watson second base.
Well, it takes the force out at second out of the equation.
Call it catcher indifference.
And, on that ground ball that was hit to the shortstop, it was a quick play. But did he have an option to go to second?
He probably could have, but he thought the play was to first, and it was. But, yeah, he had the option because he had a runner at first base. So there was a force at second, but he chose to go to first, and he just made
I'm wrong.
hop the throw.
Yeah. Always try to make the shortest throw.
Yeah. Not sure why he didn't go to second base. But now O'Quinn had a pretty good jump. So,
Wow.
All right, little meeting on the mound. Now that's broke up, and Gabe Garcia will step in against Liam Reeves with 2 runners on base here. The Ducks on the pond with 2 down. Breaking ball. Ball 1.
And O'Quinn faking like he's coming down the line, but I'm pretty sure he's not stealing home. But if it gets by, he's going to be ready to get. And we've already seen a few to the backstop.
And a little slow roller third base. Throw across is in time. And so nothing comes across to score. Suwannee threatens, but Goosehead goes up in the first inning. After 1, no score here on RiverCountrySports.com.
No matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Suwannee County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Brantford and in Live Oak. In Brantford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
The hunt is on during the Declaration of Deals sales event at Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go on the ultimate egg hunt for unbeatable savings on cars, Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs. Crack open big savings on select 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $12,000 off MSRP.
People ask me, how do you give such great prices? Easy. Unlike the bunny, we don't hide our deals. That's right.
Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These deals are Easter Bunny approved.
Suwannee Baseball here on River Country Sports, brought to you in part by the Waltz Automotive Group, by Van Carpet One, by the Suwannee River Water Management District, by the Suwannee County School District, by Farm Bureau Insurance, by J&W Automotive, by Ricky Gamble, your Suwannee County property appraiser, by Wes Haney Chevrolet, by Corbett's Mobile Home Supply of Lake City, by the Welborn Blueberry Festival, and by Companion Animal Hospital. The Companion Animal Hospital scoreboard up there in the left part of your screen showing 0-0 between West Nassau and Suwannee as we begin the second inning here in this 3A Region 1 quarterfinal.
Well, the first inning was 3 up, 3 down, thanks to the double play. So the no-hitter is out of the way, but the perfect game is still in there.
Yeah, Reeves with an infield single, but then erased on the double play. So hitting in the cleanup position, this is number 18, the catcher, Caden Bailey.
It's amazing how the best athletes, when you get to high school, are the catchers.
And there's a clean base hit. Takes the first pitch, drives into left field. Leadoff man aboard here in the second inning, and Shane Reeves now the batter. Get a courtesy runner over there for the catcher. And that is going to be number 25. That is Eli Adams.
You know, Wayne, last year when we were doing this playoff stuff, we had 5 double plays in the one game. So we got one down now. Now I don't want to see 5. I don't want to see him have that many base runners.
Well, you'd like to see one here, then.
Yes.
So far, Green with 1 strikeout to his credit. All right, nobody down here. Here's Reeves. Throw over the first base. I mean, he had like half a step as the lead, but keeping him honest over there.
Reeves having a tough year at the plate, but you never know when these guys are going to come on fire.
Where's the bunt? Lays down a nice one. Toward the first base line. Green's only play to first. Sacrifice is good. 1-3. Sacrifice moves the runner to second base. 1 down now.
Well, that was a good call by the Warriors, because
Now batting for the Warriors, number 6, Brennan.
when you come up way below that Mendoza line as a batter, if you can move the runner along, that's a big positive.
And he did his job. He sacrificed the runner to second base. 1 down. Runner in scoring position. And now Brendan Forshee. He's the left fielder. Left-handed batter, number 6. Green's pitch is high for ball 1. Maddox Davenport on deck, followed by Caden Simmons and Carter Nye. There's one down Broadway, 1-1.
Yeah, I got to think it's a lefty batter that Grayson's really got to be tough to hit.
When he's on, he's tough for anybody to hit. Righty, lefty, switch hitter.
That's down Broadway also.
Ball and 2 strikes now.
Be a little cute, but don't get too cute. Hunt for one of those corners. Oh,
Well, he tried to nibble the corner with the curveball.
I was ready to call that a strike.
Were you?
Yeah, Jace framed it very, very well. It just missed the zone, but it was a good frame.
Blues got a better view than you or I do from up here.
Well, now we've gone 3-2, and that was the point when you were 1-2, not to get too cute.
Yeah.
And that 2-2 pitch was a bad pitch.
There's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Green. And second out of the inning.
Well, if he can keep it on people's hands all night, it will be a good night for him.
And here comes another lefty. This is Maddox Davenport, first baseman.
Maddox Davenport.
I'll tell you, the last 2 teams that we faced have had a plethora of left-handed hitters.
Strike 1, foul ball to the screen. I want to say we have our best crowd of the year tonight. So proud of the folks at Live Oak coming out.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a nasty. He throws that against the lefty, that curveball. You get the batter starting to bail thinking this is going to hit me. And it just sneaks back in there.
All right, let's take 3 pitches and get out of here.
And instead, that'll be a ball delivered to center field. Rogers chasing it, but can't find the handle. And a run is in, and the West Nassau Warriors grab a 1-0 lead. Threw 3 pitches, with the third one hitting the center field.
Yeah, that pitch was up. And I'm real sure it's not where he wanted
Now
it to
batting
be.
for 23, Caden Simmons.
And Colton thought he was going to have a play at the plate and got a little too anxious because he would have had a play at the plate.
Just couldn't find that handle. And, I thought he would have had him, actually. If a good throw. But instead, 1-0. There's strike one to Caden Simmons.
And you can't anticipate that out. So it's an RBI and a earned run.
Went after some high heat there, 0-2.
He's had the last three batters 0-2.
Yeah, Forshee had a full count. Davenport with 0-2, and now Simmons 0-2. See if you can finish him off here. There goes the runner. And hit and run, fouled away. He'll come back.
And that's the reason they're running. It's an 0-2 count. So, you're in the hole. If he strikes out, he'll be the guy to lead off next inning.
Not sending him this time. There's strike three. Caught him looking. But West Nassau scores a run and takes the lead here on RiverCountrySports.com.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1 day per week landscape irrigation schedule. Working together, we can protect our water resources. Every drop counts.
Don't miss the 32nd annual Wellborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th from 7:30 to 3:30 at Andrews Square in downtown Wellborn, FLA. Start with a delicious blueberry pancake breakfast, served from 7:30 to 10:30. This family-friendly event features over 100 vendors, plus live music, a car show, a kids' corner, complete with a petting zoo and pony rides, plus a parade. And did I mention blueberries? The annual Wellborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th. For more, visit their Facebook page or their website at wellborn.cc.
Here's a look at the Bulldog faithful out here supporting their team on a Saturday night. Hey, sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship. Play strong, play hard, play fair. This message provided by River Country Broadcasting and the FHSAA.
Wayne, good crowd out there. Our former state senator, Dwight Stansel in the crowd, Johnny Bailey in the crowd. Colton Rogers' mom and grandma in the crowd. Ty's dad's here tonight.
Yeah, I saw Daniel. And Second Chance Thrift Shop was talking to him about that. And I think they're going to sign on as a sponsor next week.
Great.
Yes.
Saw Paul Buchanan down there with the camera.
Taking some pictures for
There's
the
a
Lake
hit.
City Reporter. And there's a base hit. Grayson Green leads off the bottom of the second inning with a single to center field.
Kind of a seeing eye hit, but we'll take it. And we're going to get a courtesy runner here for the pitcher.
Landon Peterson will come in and run.
Brandon's
Now
played
batting
a
for the
lot of
number 16,
right
Hampton
field
Bender.
this year. So good athlete. Got some speed.
And familiar with the base pass. So you got an experienced courtesy runner out there. And Hampton Newman, who gets to start tonight in right field, he'll be the batter.
And he's done a lot of DHing this year.
He has. Remember, he started off the year injured and had to work his way back into playing shape and start to really swing that bat.
Well, he's got 7 RBIs on the year. So let's see if we can add to that total. And we'll see what Coach Moran does here if he decides to run or play small ball. That's not usually, situations dictate it. But that's not usually Billy's MO this early in a game.
1-0 West Nassau, bottom of the second inning. Dogs with their leadoff man aboard. And Newman towards short. This could be 2. There's 1 at second. They don't get him at first. He runs it out. Fielder's choice, 1 down.
Yeah, I don't think that was hit hard enough to be a double play. So Newman exchanges with
Now batting for the number
the courtesy
15,
runner.
Hunter Watson.
And that'll bring up Hunter Watson.
Hunter Watson, who gets to start tonight in left field. And the Suwannee senior. Let's see if he can get that bat hot.
He's got one dinger on the year.
Oh, Hunter's got some pop. He gets his pitch. It'd be 2-1 in a hurry. Didn't time it right on that one. Strike one. Liam Reeves so far kept Suwannee off balance.
Well, you get your leadoff hitter on. You need to get him home.
At least get him to scoring position. Still standing at first base. And caught him to first base. Newman takes off to second, and the ball gets away from the shortstop, and he's safe at second base. Wow, that's a break.
Yeah, that's a break. And you take a look at Coach Moran down there, a little upset getting picked off. But hey, we'll take it. Runner in scoring position.
Well, Newman was leaning second. The lefty goes to first base, and he just took off. He said, they got me.
I think
So-
you got to give him the SB, Dwayne.
Yeah, not an E6?
No.
Really?
Yeah. We're home. We only have 40 stolen
I've
bases.
already written it down, Tom.
We've already only got 40 stolen bases on the year. Make it 41.
I gave him an E6. You had him dead to rights, man.
Your
Come
pencil's
on.
got an eraser.
Yeah. Here's a strike. 0-2 is the count on Hunter Watson. So it doesn't do you any good to get that runner in scoring position if you can't get a base hits here. One down. Let's see if Hunter can come through. Colton Rogers on deck.
Whoa.
And that hit him on the elbow. And that'll put runners at first and second.
Pitcher is saying he put his elbow out. I don't think so.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 2.
He's
Colton
watching
Rogers.
2 minutes. The good thing is he's watching a lot of baseball on TV to even run that by the umpire that he put his arm out. But with 2 strikes, it's not a bad deal to do. So now runners at first and second. Colton Rogers, the batter, he's in center field tonight.
I believe he leads the team in batting average, Colton. So even though he bats ninth in the order. And Reeves will step off, chase the runners back.
Yeah, he's hitting 354 on the year and got 7 doubles, 20, get that right, 16 RBIs. See if he can have 18 here.
Reeves checks the runners. Now his pitch. And that'll be high for ball one.
Needs to
Time called by Bailey to come out and talk to his pitcher.
1-0 count. He needs to look for his pitch here. And Wayne, they're playing this pretty much straight away, very straight away. So there's a lot of room in the alleys. If somebody can.
They are playing us kind of shallow as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're playing shallow to cut the runoff at the plate, but you're that shallow, you could end up giving up a lot of doubles. Put it in play, Colton.
The 1-0 pitch. And drilled down the line. That's a fair ball. That's going to roll to the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes another one. He's being waved around. 2 runs in. Colton Rogers stands up with a double. Suwannee takes a 2-1 lead.
Well, that's what happens when you play shallow.
And so far, Tom, you have called the double play. You called the double, and you said he'd have 2 RBI with 18 now in the year.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 3.
Me and Rasputin, we got it going.
The savant, Tom Daniels.
Yeah.
Noah Lopez, top of the order now.
All right, new ball game. We're ahead. Duck on the pond.
Still just 1 down in the inning.
Noah here to lead this thing off.
Swanee with his first lead of the game.
And he hit it good this first time up. See?
Yeah, just to center field all the way to the warning track. But Sawyer tracked it down.
And once again, Wayne, it's the same outfield alignment. They're not very deep. They want a shot at the plate. I guess runs are going to be at a premium for them. because they're not. I don't think they're an offensively explosive team, so they want to not have to play catch up, especially on the road.
The pitch, and that's drilled to center field. That'll be a base hit. And going to hold the runner at third base this time. So Lopez aboard with a single, first and third now. And Jace Moran coming up.
Yeah, I almost had to jump out and pull Billy's arm down.
He had him stopped. He had the stop sign. Center fielder was playing too shallow.
And he's lucky that it was hit at him, because if it was hit to his right or his left, it'd still be rolling to the wall. It was a very sharply hit ball. All right, Jace, all we need's a long fly ball. Let's work on just getting runs here one at a time.
Jace with 2 runners aboard here. Second inning, Suwannee with a 2-1 lead. Runners at first and third. And there goes the runner to second base. They're going to let him have the free pass.
Well, good. Takes a double play out of the equation. It brings the infield in for the Warriors. So they'll be on the infield grass. As I said before, it raises your batting average about 80 points. Jace just needs to hit it hard and not at somebody.
And Reeves takes too long. Jay steps out of the box. Now they'll reset.
I think Jace's problem, sometimes he gets a little over anxious here.
And they're just going to walk him. They're going to put him on the intentional walk. So that'll load him up. Used to have to pitch to him, and the catcher would stand up, and every once in a while he'd throw one away, or Matt will reach out there and hit it. But now they just tell him you want to walk, and that's it. Save time. Well, Easton O'Quinn got a hit back in the first inning.
Hey, the bases are loaded for a grand slam O'Quinn.
He could do it again.
A base hit will make me happy. It's a grand slam. We'll name the park after.
Curveball. That curves in there for a strike.
He might want to have that one back again. That was about a 55-mile-an-hour.
Yeah, this is a slow breaking pitch. But it didn't look like it was going to be a strike, and ended up across the strike zone. There's the 0-1 pitch. Suwannee hitters are really having to, be patient up there. They're not used to seeing this slow of a pitcher. It's
and
a little bit different from what they've been seeing.
And I think he's only had somebody 0-2 once tonight.
1-1 the count here. 1 down, and the base is full of Bulldogs. Easton O'Quinn digs in.
Just drive it, buddy. There it is.
And there it is. That's a clean base hit to left field. 1 run is in. Here comes the second. And they will stop at first and third. And the Dogs add 2 more.
All right. You try to keep the merry-go-round moving. Still only 1 out. First and third. I'm sure that I'm a Quinn that's a good athlete. He's got good speed. So I'm thinking he's going to go over there and ask Billy, when do you want me to go to second? Because if they go to pick him off at first base, because when we just did the catcher's indifference, our guy left really early, because if he got in the rundown, we would score the run.
Yeah.
But now with the possibility of a big inning, maybe you don't do that. But then again, I have no idea how well their catcher throws.
Well, Coach Henderson coming out to talk to his infield. Gets them all together, just giving them some words of encouragement to weather the storm here, as Suwannee has scored 4 times here in the bottom of the second inning.
We're not done.
From a 1-0 deficit to a 4-1 lead.
We are not done. We got him.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 4, Hunter Watson.
Tyler Watson.
Sorry, Tyler.
He gave you a look, too. Tyler Watson at the plate here.
He wants the RBIs to go to the right guy. All right, let's keep an eye on that runner at first, Wayne. Let's see if they're going to send him. There he goes.
And there he goes. Yep, takes off, and that's a ball. and they'll let him have second base. Not much they can do there.
Yeah, that's now called catcher's indifference. Once upon a time, it was called a stolen base.
The easiest steal in the book right there. No throw down. Don't have to get your uniform dirty.
But the other thing that it
Now
does
they pull
is,
the infield in.
brings the infield in. And, usually you come to the edge of the grass. Shortstop is, he's way in on the grass. First baseman in on the grass.
Catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike. That's his most effective pitch, that sweeping curve.
And when it hangs up there, it's a base hit. Way outside, almost to the backstop. Nice stop by the catcher.
Bailey gets out there and blocks it.
Wayne, they brought a good crowd too tonight.
They have. Traveling all the way from Callahan. And there's a 40% chance of rain out there, but let's just hold that off till after the ball game. We desperately need some rain here in North Florida, but not till after the game's finished.
Well, that one was way outside, and I think our lefty is tiring a little bit out there because the pitches keep getting up and up.
We're only in the second inning. Nobody active in the bullpen.
He's thrown a lot of pitches, Wayne.
He has. We're working him. And there's a called strike, and the count goes full. Tyler Watson yet to pull the trigger.
I was wondering what Kyler was looking for there. I think he was looking for ball four, but
it may have been.
Yeah. All right. 3-2. It's got to come to you. Don't chase. There it is.
And that'll be foul. A little bit late coming around on it.
Fly ball's as good as a hit here.
I know when I played, if it's going up there, you're thinking hit. You're not thinking walk.
No.
You'll take the walk. 3-2, you really got to spread out and protect that plate.
When I went up, I was thinking just don't strike out.
Well, yeah.
All right, he's trying to get his composure here. 3-2. He knows he needs to throw a strike. He doesn't want to load the bases up again. And we got timeout called, and we're going to have another little conference.
And actually, you're going to come out and talk to the umpire, not his pitcher. So I'm not sure what the issue is. But I wanted to have a quick word with the field umpire. That's the third base umpire. You got to ump over at first, and this one is kind of positioned himself behind the mound toward the third base side. But for some reason, Coach Henderson wanted to come out and tell him something.
Well, there's no illegal procedure. So I have no idea, what he could have talked to the umpire about.
Not sure.
Except don't call a balk on my player.
And that's in the air. That should be a
score one
can of corn for Sawyer. He calls for it and makes the catch. We'll tag the runner. He'll come to the plate. And Suwannee's going to score run number 5 there as Moran tags up. So a sac fly for Tyler Watson.
And smart play at second. He tagged, and that was a short fly ball, and the cutoff man got it. And had he tried to go to third, he would have been dead, unless, of course, they threw it away again.
So the runner does hold at second base. That's O'Quinn. Now Gabe Garcia
I have
will
no
come
idea.
to the plate, and
the coach was out there talking to the plate umpire.
I don't know what he's concerned with.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 11.
Would love to know.
Gabe Garcia.
This is the 9th batter to come up in the order this inning. Think he's what?
Because the kids were right there, so he was coming home, kind of cheering him on.
Gabe Garcia digs in. In a big inning for Suwannee. So far, 5 runs across, 2 down now. And there goes the runner to third base, and not going to be a throw. O'Quinn swipes third. That was just heads up.
Well, I'm not surprised because Billy scouts these guys, and right-handed hitter. It's a tough throw for the catcher to throw to third, and not being held on.
And Quinn had a heck of a jump. And that one's inside, so the count goes 2-0 to Garcia. Grayson Green started this inning. He stands on deck. Fouled out of play. Garcia would probably like that one back because he just missed that. Took a good cut at it, but just didn't hit the barrel.
Well, he's 1 for 2, I think, and both times he has hit the ball very sharply.
He grounded out to third base back in the first inning. This is his second plate appearance in this ball game. And that's going to get through there, and that's a base hit and an RBI. They'll score O'Quinn. He comes trotting home. And the Dogs looking good here, 6-1.
And it was easier trotting home from third than it was from second.
That's right.
Really,
Now batting number 19.
Billy didn't even have to wave his arm.
Gray Goose Green.
Racing Green at the place now. Garcia at first.
He's going to be going. Look at the lead he's got, Wayne. You know he's going. He's going to try and make the pitcher throw over.
Don't get picked. He's called strike to Green. He had him pretty good lead, but he had him leaning back toward the bag. Just being careful with the lefty.
Got to watch that front foot.
Thought Newman was picked earlier, but he ended up making it to second base and the flip over to first and easily back.
And if you make him throw it over there a lot, bad things will happen.
To the plate, there goes the runner, and he'll have to come back. That's a foul ball.
Grayson was going opposite field all the way on that one.
He was, and that would have been trouble. I believe Garcia would have scored from first if that got down.
Yeah, if that got down the line where he was looking, you and I might have been able to score.
At least get to third.
Big lead for Garcia. Watch that front foot.
The 0-2, and again foul, this time off of the right side. Garcia getting his exercise out there.
Well, 0-2 on the batter. Said it all night. Good count to just let him run because Grayson's not a bad guy to lead off the inning if they throw him out.
And he led off this inning. Batting for the second time in the inning. And that'll get away from the catcher, and that's going to get second base. He's going to go for third as the catcher picks up the baseball. There will be no throw. How about a stolen base and then another one?
I think you can only give him one stolen base.
Yeah, actually, it's probably a wild pitch.
And that's, yeah. Because he wasn't, if he was running on the pitch.
No, he took off when the ball got away from the catcher. He got third because the catcher couldn't find it quick enough. Fernandina Beach with a 1-0 lead over Bay right now. We're rooting for Bay to upset Fernandina because they would come here. If Fernandina wins and Suwannee wins, Suwannee goes to Fernandina Beach next weekend.
Well, let's win this one first.
Yeah.
Grayson's worked the count to 2-2.
We don't have any control with what happens in Fernandina tonight.
Way outside.
Yeah. So
3-2.
0-2 to 3-2.
And that runner needs to be alert at third because the pitches are getting just a little bit wilder. Here he comes. There it is.
And he's coming across the score.
That's 2.
Gets to the wall. Around first base and standing up at second. That's a stand-up double for Grayson Green. And another RBI.
Does he have 2 hits this inning?
He started this inning with a base hit and now has a double. So single and a double in one inning.
If we can bat around again, maybe we'll be looking at the cycle.
And now they're going to make a pitching change as Hampton Newman will come to the plate. And while I have a moment, let me let you know that Corbett Mobile Home Supplies in Lake City has everything you need. From doors to windows, tubs, showers, plumbing and electrical supplies, power poles, steps, paneling, Pre-finished sheetrock, vinyl siding and skirting, wide breadth carpet, vinyl flooring, even RV parts. They've got everything you need, whether you own a mobile home, an RV, or just a site-built home. I mean, check with Corbett before you give up. I'm telling you, I've experienced this. I've checked with a lot of the different big stores and ended up at Corbett, and they have what I needed. Corbett's Mobile Home Supplies. You'll find them on Deputy Jeff Davis Lane in Lake City, Florida, and online at CorbettSupply.com.
You know, Wayne, Saturday I attended the funeral of Donnie Allen, a Suwannee Sports Hall of Famer. And, you know, athletes have their own little fraternity. And Mike Jones, Suwannee Hall of Fame, was there. David Laxton, the Hall of Fame, was there. Reggie Ford of Hall of Fame was there. Matt Jackson, the Hall of Famer, was there. Foster Bristol was there. There were about 12 to 15 of players that Donnie had won 2 national championships with at Georgia Southern, including 3-time, not in our Hall of Fame, but Tracy Ham, who's in the Georgia Hall of Fame, the College Hall of Fame, the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, and just a lot of athletes there to pay their tributes to Donnie, and may rest in peace.
Yeah, he was a great one, no doubt, and a big loss, not only, you know, in terms of athletic, but just in terms of a person and a big part of this community. And it's kind of shocking that that happened, but memory will live forever here in the halls of Suwannee.
Yep.
Foster Hatton will be the new pitcher. He moves from shortstop to the mound.
Well, I'm hoping that Foster's control when we get a batter up there is a little bit better than his warm-ups.
See if I can figure out the shortstop there. I believe that's number 3 at shortstop. And see if I can get a name for that young man. That is Ethan Pinule.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 16, Hampton Hank Newman.
All right, so Pinule is the shortstop, and now you've got Hatton on the mound.
This is Newman's second time up in the inning, Wayne.
Hampton Newman to face the new pitcher here. And he came around and scored, reached via fielder's choice, ended up scoring earlier this inning. 7-1 lead. They started this inning down 1-0. But the Dogs have come alive here at the plate.
Whoa, almost got it.
Pitch almost got it, and almost got the strike zone. Didn't miss by much.
Well, I was watching his warm-ups, and he threw a lot of them right across that batter's box.
And a quick trip out there from Bailey. Probably just want to go over the signs real quick.
And Bailey having a rough night behind the plate. Not his fault. Pitches all over the place. And
he's actually done a pretty decent job.
He has. He's saved a few.
Any numbers on Hatton by any chance?
I will take a look here and see.
Checks the runner out of the plate. And it was drilled left field over the left fielder's head and against the wall. Another Suwannee run will score. And on to second base with a double is Hampton Newman.
Well, Hatton has pitched 32 innings this year and given up 43 hits and 39 runs. So
number 14.
Not a great earned run average, but he has struck out 34 batters. And
Hampton Newman welcomed him to the ball game with a double off the left field wall. Now Hunter Watson to the plate.
Hunter got hit the first time. I don't know. I think it was an 0-2 count. He got hit.
He did. 0-2, and he got him just above the elbow.
Got another chance here. And he may get hit again. This guy's very wild.
Watson digs in. Third ball and delivers that one into left center field. That'll score another Suwannee run. Watson will round first base and hold up there. An RBI single for Hunter Watson.
And Wayne, whole lot of this happening with 2 out.
Now batting the Dogs, number 2, Colton.
Yeah, still 2 down in the inning. And this is the 13th batter of the inning, Colton Rogers.
Now, now you're in a precarious situation. You're winning 9-1, and there's a 10-run rule. And do you send the runner, like people say, oh, you're piling it on. Well, we're trying to get 10 runs.
And throw over to first base. It was close, but back is Hunter.
So, Wayne, what are your thoughts on that?
And I mean, even if you do get the 10, you got to play the, minimum number of innings. So I think they're going to get there. Whether they do it this inning or not is the question. There was a called strike on a curveball.
And a right-handed pitcher, we'd be able to get a little better lead over there.
He showed a pretty good move there, that last pick attempt. And there's another quick throw. Don't know if Suwannee's thinking about running, but I can tell you Nassau's worried about it. So,
yeah, and if I'm Nassau's coach, I just tell the pitcher, step off the mound, off the rubber. You don't have to throw a wild one over there. Taking a long time.
Yeah.
From the set position.
Not going. Foul back to the screen.
Just missed it. He wanted that one back.
Colton had a double and 2 RBI his last plate appearance.
We had to make up for that bobble in center field. So
yeah, they gave up the 1 run. Remember, West Nassau took the lead 1-0 top of the second, but then Suwannee has come back with 9 runs here in the bottom of the second inning.
And we got our leading hitter up. Who bats at the end of the order?
Yeah, everybody relaxes. It's the number 9 batter. Well, check the stats.
Well, he'd like to add another RBI to his, might be team leading total. If not, it's either him or Jace.
Or Easton.
I forgot the grand slam.
There goes the runner. And got a little piece of that ball. It'll be a foul ball. And we'll come back and do it again. Still 0-2. 3A Region 1 quarterfinal action. Right here at Suwannee High School on a Saturday night. Fernandina Beach now extends their lead, now 4-0 over Panama City Bay. If you're scoreboard watching like we are. It's looking more like a trip to Fernandina Beach next weekend.
Runner goes.
There goes the runner, and the ball is hit into left field. Should be the 3rd out of the inning, and the catch is made, and that's going to do it for Suwannee. But they plate 9 runs, and after 2, Suwannee leads 9-1 here on RiverCountrySports.com.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1-day-per-week landscape irrigation schedule. Working together, we can protect our water resources. Every drop counts. Visit mysuwanneeriver.com to learn more.
Don't miss the 32nd annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th from 7:30 to 3:30 at Andrews Square in downtown Welborn, FLA. Start with a delicious blueberry pancake breakfast, served from 7:30 to 10:30. This family-friendly event features over 100 vendors, plus live music, a car show, a kids' corner, complete with a petting zoo and pony rides, plus a parade. And did I mention blueberries? The annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th. For more, visit their Facebook page or their website at welborn.cc.
Tonight's broadcast is being sponsored in part by Ricky Gamble, your property appraiser for Suwannee County. There when you need them, the Property Appraiser's Office, downtown Live Oak, 215 Pine Avenue. Open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, except for holidays. Call 386-362-1385. And, of course, conveniently, they're always available online at SuwanneePA.com.
Wayne, I was mentioning the RBIs, and you said, maybe O'Quinn was leading. Well, we've scored 9 runs, so I know the stats have changed, but O'Quinn came in with 19. Rogers came in with 16. Garcia came in with 17. And I know they all have RBIs tonight.
Yeah, they do. So that's all going to change for next game. Carter Nye leading off here. And I was a little worried that Green sat too long for that long second inning, but he comes in firing a strike. 1-9. Strike 2.
And this is Carter Nye?
Carter Nye, number 15.
Yeah, see, some of these guys, they just been called up because he's only got one at bat.
But I heard a rumor that some of the seniors decided to go to their senior prom tonight instead of playing in the playoff baseball game. So that could be the reason why.
Number 29, DeMarcus Sawyer.
Okay, because there were a few other players, and when somebody comes up and they're batting 071, I'm like, why is this kid playing? And it's like, because the other guys are at the prom, and now I understand.
DeMarcus Sawyer, the batter.
Strike 2.
Yeah, that's that nasty breaking pitch. Sawyer struck out back in the first inning. Up to bat here in the third. And goes down on 3 straight. And that is 3 straight strikeouts for Green. On the night, that is his 5th strikeout.
Well, that's a magic number. You strike out 5 times, so you don't win a whole lot of games as a team in high school baseball.
And here's Liam Reeves. He started the ball game on the hill.
Liam Reeves.
Well, actually, right now he would be the losing pitcher.
Called strike.
And he does not like the left-handed pitcher because that front foot made its way to the Suwannee dugout on that pitch.
Yeah, he kind of waved at that one, 0-2.
If you watch that front foot, which is covered in pink, if it starts heading towards the dugout, then that's you're bailing. Foot in the bucket.
And here's the 0-2 pitch. And that
Got a piece of
caught
Jace.
Billy. Yeah, it caught Jace at
Jace, not
the wrong,
Billy.
the wrong guy.
What's
Yeah,
wrong
that's,
with you, Wayne?
well, it's your fault.
I know it is.
You've been calling him that all year, and that was my first. But
I'm glad you've learned something through
And
this
the
year.
umpire, he knows. So he gives him just a little extra time, goes out there to the mound, and just giving Jace a second to kind of shake that off. He'll clean the dish.
Wait, I'm going to take time out for a hug.
Okay, go ahead. 1-2 is the count.
Yeah.
There's the 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be fouled out of play. So the count will stay 1-2 strikes.
She will always be Pete Cundiff to me. And her son Jared played second base here back in the Wade Beal days. Came up to say hello to us. Remembers when we used to do radio?
Chopper foul side of first base. And Green staying around that strike zone.
Well, he's hanging tough. For a guy whose front foot keeps bailing out, he's hanging tough.
Reeves got a base hit back in the first inning, his first at bat against Grayson. This time he'll come up empty, strike 3. And Grayson's done it again. He struck out the side. 9-1 Suwannee here on RiverCountrySports.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalaka.
And back here at Booster Field, 9-1 Suwannee, as Suwannee comes to bat here In the bottom of the third inning, we'll get the top of the order with Noah Lopez to lead off, followed by Jace Moran and Easton O'Quinn facing Foster Hatton in relief here for the Warriors of West Nassau.
And I'm watching Hatton warm up, and this time, since he's already thrown some pitches, he's thrown much better now. His ball's breaking.
But not easy to go from shortstop to the hill. You know, he didn't get that time in the bullpen to warm up properly, so might see a different pitcher this inning. But he's going to have to face the top of the order for Suwannee. And it seems like everybody in the orders had a base hit.
Well, you have the book, Wayne.
Everybody except for Kyler Watson has scored. I'll tell you that. Lopez, he's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Jace Moran 0 for 1. He's got a walk and a run scored.
Well, Lopez has got that average going up.
Quinn is 2 for 2.
Well, O'Quinn and
Grayson Green 2 for 2 in this game.
Well, O'Quinn and Rogers are kind of like battling it out for the batting championship here for Suwannee this year.
I love the fact that they've raised that team batting average now over 270. Well, that's been a world of difference. They've been hitting the cover off the baseball in the second half. They started off slow, but they've got those bats going now.
Well, we came close to having 2 10-run rule games. And I would not doubt if this one ends up being a 10-run rule game.
First pitch outside, ball 1. I'd be very surprised if this went the distance. Suwannee needing 2 runs to make the 10-run lead.
But it has to go 5.
Yeah, got to go. They got to get 5 at bats.
And just as I told you, his warm-ups, he looked a little bit better. That one missed by about 7 or 8 feet.
Just, in the words of Bob Euchre, just a bit outside.
You got to give the hitters a little credit for standing tough in there when somebody's that wild. And that curveball worked because he was that wild.
Lopez taking all the way. 2-1 now the count.
Whoa, it got him. Didn't it?
Well, he started toward first, but then he didn't, so it missed him apparently. 3-1 is the count.
Noah Lopez. My first Lopez I remember playing baseball was Hector Lopez, left fielder for the Yankees.
Yeah, that's a mile in the air.
That
should be playable for Sawyer.
Trouble.
Calls for it
Whoop.
and makes the catch. Lopez was all the way around first, headed to second by the time that ball came down. Second time tonight, he's flown out to center field.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 9, Jace. They will Moran.
Now Jace Moran, and Jace had an intentional walk his last time up.
He's officially 0 for 1 with a run scored. And now
that's a fair ball down the line. That's going to be extra bases around first. Heading to second, Jace Moran will stand up with a double.
That was right down the line.
I mean, I thought it was going to be foul. That's how close it was, but stayed in fair territory. The ump was on top of it.
Number 7, Easton.
And Moran is second base.
And
One down, and here comes Easton O'Quinn.
And I don't know if we're going to have a courtesy runner for Jace or not.
It looks like Jace is staying in there because he's taking off all his garb, giving it to Jake Green.
Is that garb as in clothing or garb as in garbage?
you use your own opinions. But Jace finds it necessary, so we'll call it clothing.
Okay.
Easton O'Quinn. Waited on that curveball, but fouls it away.
What would have happened if all that hardware and armor had existed back when we played ball? What would it have escalated to now, 50 years later? Well, in my case, maybe 65 years later.
We had batting gloves. I mean, we had,
End of the story.
Yeah, that's true. And turn around and flip to second base. Moran back easily.
Well, they're concerned with every runner because they don't want to get 10-run ruled. Just a bit outside.
And that one just didn't miss by much, but just off the plate.
Well, I can tell you, Billy would be waving that arm wherever this thing is hit because Jace's secondary lead puts him closer to third than second.
Again to second base, and that'll go to center field, and Jace Moran will take third. Here's the throw, not going to be in time.
And see, if I'm a coach, I'm not preaching a whole lot of trying to pick people off base.
Yep, now Moran is at third base.
Infield is in. Fly ball's a run. Whoa!
Got by the catcher, and Moran's going to trot home. And I understand having the infield in when it was a one-run game. I think now, I'm just playing for outs.
Well, if there was not a 10-run rule, you might be playing for outs, but you're playing to stop us from scoring 11 runs.
10-1 now your score. Easton O'Quinn with the 2-1 count.
Took an RBI off the base paths for him.
Did.
Whoa.
He can still go 3 for 3 if he gets a base hit here.
If he doesn't get hit, that was awfully tight.
And there's ball 4.
Okay, let's start it again. Only one out.
Tyler Watson now comes up.
Now batting for the Dogs, number
Watson is officially in this ball game 0 for 1 with an RBI. Reach being an error back in the first inning, and then the sac fly, his last at bat.
And we're throwing over again, throwing to first, and it's like, we'll take it. Keep throwing. Already threw one away.
And that was a pretty sharp throw there. Thought he'd
you only
catching.
Yeah, but the first baseman has to catch it.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
He was back anyway. Hatton's pitch. It's outside.
I think Hatton needs to concentrate on the batter because the last thing he wants to do is walk someone. Outside again.
Yeah.
Glove stop and a beauty.
Only in the third inning, by the way. 10-1 is your score right now. Dogs lead. And a flip throw to first base. And again, that first baseman didn't hold on to him. They're just asking for.
Keep throwing.
Yeah.
Left-handed first baseman makes it easier to
slap
that tag on.
He was a starting pitcher. Now playing over at first.
Out of
A
play.
little bit late. That's out of play. 2 balls and a strike to number 4 for Suwannee.
Our only player without a hit, right?
He does not have a hit. He's reached being an error and that sac fly. Got an RBI to his credit.
But he does have a run, right?
He has not scored a run. Only player not to score.
Okay. Let's change that.
Blue calls time. Everybody will reset.
Well, he's paying a lot of attention to the runner at first, the varying his delivery time.
It's outside.
Everything's outside.
3-1.
Once again, Wayne, big gaps in the alley.
Patton's 3-1 pitch is delivered into center. Will this hang up enough for Sawyer? He runs it down. Nice play to Marcus Sawyer. And Watson just can't get a break.
Yeah, he clocked it. That was a nice play by Sawyer. Real nice run that down. I was ready to watch Billy's arm go crazy.
11, Gabe.
I was wondering if Sawyer was going to be able to get there, but he does. Runs it down. Now 2 down in the inning. Both fly balls to Sawyer in center field. Gabe Garcia now the batter. Runner still at first base. That's O'Quinn. The third, and that's going to eat up Reeves. He picks it up, throws across the diamond, not going to be in time, going to take third base, and he's going to be, he calls him out at third base. Wow. That was a bad call. But that's going to erase the Suwannee Bulldogs here. They do score a run. It's now 10-1 Suwannee over West Nassau here in rivercountrysports.com.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high-quality education.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. You know, at J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive. Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
And a great big River Country thank you going out to Jeff and the entire staff there at J&W Automotive. J&W Automotive, your one-stop automotive shop, 129 North in Live Oak, Florida. Tonight's game in the 2026 FHSAA Class 3A Baseball Championship is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with a membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship.
Well, Wayne, you were wearing a little blue the end of that inning. And tonight you'll be able to watch the game and see who made the call at third right.
I hope our camera got it. I thought he was under the tag and it wasn't even close, but Blue rung him up. So that's that. Doesn't care. It really doesn't matter, and nobody cares what I think.
You could say that again. Right?
Yeah, and I have been wrong before. Okay. Tammy says we got that shot, so let the audience decide. But it really doesn't matter what the audience thinks either, because Blue called him out, and that's that. 0-1, the count to Foster Hatton here.
Well, Wayne, I know we have a good audience. Charles Bean called me to make sure that this game was going to be on.
And a big Bulldog salute going out to Charles. Appreciate the support. Watching River Country.
Probably Melinda's watching him.
And Melinda as well. Swing and a miss. That is, I don't know if you're keeping track here, but that's 5 in a row struck out by Grayson.
Yeah, but I've seen him do like 9 in a row. So when you get to 10, let me know.
Then I'll wake you up.
Yeah.
All right. Caden Bailey now the batter. He got a base hit and scored the only run for West Nassau.
Wayne, it's 6-0 over there in Fernandina.
Fernandina leading Bay. We were pulling for Panama City. Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
That's a heck of a trip.
Yeah. Have you committed to go with us next weekend?
I may be committed, but to God knows where.
We're going to have it on the air for you, no matter if I call the game by myself or I have help.
Well, I may be there Saturday, but Friday I have a commitment.
I see. Yeah, it gets expensive when it gets to playoff time. You got to pay for the rights, and we got travel expenses, hotel room, internet expenses, got to pay the camera people. I mean, if you'd like to sponsor our broadcast, we'd love to hear from you. There's another strikeout. Bailey goes down looking, 2 down in the inning.
That's 6. Or is that 7? 6.
Now batting.
That's 6 in a row.
For West Nassau.
That's 8 for the game.
Reeves.
And Green has got it going on right here. Shane Reeves, the batter. Strike 1.
He didn't like the call. But when you're around the plate all night, you're going to get those. Whoa, he went after nasty breaking ball. That one is in the dirt. We're lucky Jace came up with it.
Yeah.
0-2. And I'm thinking I'm just going to challenge him with some heat here.
There it is. And there's another K in the book. Suwannee leads 10-1. RiverCountrySports.com.
The hunt is on during the Declaration of Deals sales event at Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go on the ultimate egg hunt for unbeatable savings on cars, Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs. Crack open big savings on select 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $12,000 off MSRP.
People ask me, how do you give such great prices? Easy. Unlike the bunny, we don't hide our deals. That's right.
Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These deals are Easter Bunny approved.
No matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Suwannee County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Branford and in Live Oak. In Branford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
He's number 8.
Yeah, it looks like we got a new pitcher on the hill here for West Nassau. This will be the third pitcher, and it's Maddox Davenport who will come in and take over on the mound.
And this is his third appearance of the year. And Wayne, it's his third appearance of the year. And he's walked 6 batters in 3 innings. So could be another wild one.
And we'll have a moment. Let me tell you, the Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes its corporate partners who help make the FHSAA baseball championships possible. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Team IP, the official merchandising company of the FHSAA. Harif Jones, the official championship ring partner. Max Preps, the official scores statistics for the FHSAA. GoFan is the official online ticket provider. The NFHS Network, the official online partner. And Wilson, provider of the official game ball for the 2026 FHSAA Baseball Championships.
Well, Wayne, they're still scoring runs over there in Fernandina.
Just adding to that lead. So it looks like it's 7-0 at this point. So Fernandina firmly in control of that one. Suwannee in control here in Live Oak, and it looks like it's going to be a trip to Fernandina next weekend. Now, that'd be a series. This is a one and done in the first round. In the next round, it'll be a 3-game series. So we'll play Friday, and then Saturday could be a doubleheader if it goes all 3 games. Grayson Green leading off here for the Suwannee Bulldogs. He's had a nice night on the hill and at the plate. He's 2 for 2.
2 for 2. You've got a run scored. Well, no, he had a courtesy runner.
Yeah, well, we still give him credit, even though he didn't score. But it was his position to score. 2-0 the count. Davenport, the new pitcher.
Not a whole lot of experience pitching, as I said. This is third game.
A hard thrower. And that one's in the strike zone, and that's the deep hit Ball, and that's going to fall just shy of the warning track. They're playing him just too shallow, and Green is going to have himself a double to lead off here in the fourth.
And you know, Wayne, that was to left center, and he's a left-handed batter. So that, I mean, that's really, really big power to the opposite field there.
Now batting for the Dogs.
But if he's going somewhere, it's not because he's 3 for 3. He's going somewhere because he struck out 7 guys in a row.
Landon Peterson comes in as the courtesy runner now at second base, but they're just playing him too shallow, and they weren't expecting that ball to go to the opposite field, obviously.
Yeah.
Hampton Newman now at the plate. He scored twice, had a big double, and RBI his last plate appearance. And that one's going to get away from the catcher, while pitch will send Green, or his courtesy runner Peterson, to third base. And he represents, the courtesy runner Peterson represents the 10th run and the 10-run lead. So if they plate that run, get the 10-run lead, and hold them in the top of the fifth, that'll be it.
Okay. Peterson, number 1 down there. Him and Bobby Richardson both wore the same number.
Foul the way.
I've got my car parked in the carport over here tonight.
Oh, you're safe.
Yeah.
Could be. Softball's not playing tonight, right?
No.
Not behind us? One count on Hampton Newman. Davenport with the pitch. High and outside.
Davenport's a lot of arms and legs out there. He's a lanky guy. He looks about 6'3", 6'4".
Playing up on the grass, trying to prevent that 10-run lead for Suwannee. So the infield is in.
Whoa.
And that's going to hit Hampton and put him at first base. Second hit batter by West Nassau pitching.
Well, Wayne, we saw the record a couple of games ago. We had 5 guys get hit. So this is only the second guy hit tonight.
Yeah, I think we ended up with a total of 6 or 7 that ball game. That was a crazy game.
All right, Hunter Watson.
Hunter Watson with a RBI single, his last plate appearance. He was hit by the pitch back in the second and scored a run in that. Nobody down here. First and third. And that's outside and low.
Hunter, number 14. He and Gil Hodges share that number.
He shares a number with Gil Hodges. That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, well, it's on a wall in New York where the Mets play. It's a retired jersey.
You know, there are other Major League Baseball teams besides the Mets and the Yankees. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, I am. The Dodgers played in Brooklyn, and the Giants played at the Polo Grounds. Yeah, I'm familiar.
You know, the Dodgers moved to the West Coast.
Yeah, just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Played at the Coliseum, of all places, when they got there.
Now Chavez Ravine, Dodger Stadium.
And Wayne, Chavez Ravine, outside of Wrigley Field, second oldest field in the National League. Tells you how old you are.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I've been there too. I've seen a game there back when I was in the service.
Yeah, I think it was built in 61, 62, somewhere in there. Maybe even 60.
Pitch, and that'll be foul. 2-2. Hunter Watson. I saw the Braves play there back in, gosh, that was probably 81.
Was that the Milwaukee Braves?
No,
the Braves or the Atlanta Braves?
The Atlanta Braves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure what Braves you watched.
I've been in Atlanta in my lifetime.
Could have been minor league Richmond Braves.
There goes the runner.
Whoa,
second base,
man.
and that'll be way out of the strike zone. And nice job there from Bailey to keep that from going to the backstop.
Yeah, nice job by Watson not to get hit in the head.
Newman takes second base unopposed.
3-1. The wheel's getting ready to come off here. Inside.
Last ball full. And the bases are full of Bulldogs for Colton Rogers.
Ooh, Colton. You know, Colton
Now batting
Someone
for the Dogs,
way
number 2,
far back
Coleman
his
C.
last time up.
Rogers.
And that's going to draw a mound visit. We're going to get a visit to the hill. And while that takes place, let me tell you, it looks like they're going to make another change here. Let me tell you about Corbett Mobile Home Supplies in Lake City. They've got everything you need. If you're looking for anything for your mobile homes, they'll have it. If you're looking for something for your RV, I bet they have that too. If you're looking for something that comes maybe plumbing or electrical supplies, I mean, they've got everything you need. It is unbelievable. Go see Preston or any of the staff for all of your mobile home needs. That's Corbett's Mobile Home Supplies on Deputy Jeff Davis Lane in Lake City and online at CorbettSupply.com. Stop by and tell them, hey, thanks for sponsoring Suwannee Baseball in River Country. Appreciate you guys.
Wayne, I think we're getting a pitching change.
Again?
Yeah, well, this is their last game of the season. And evidently they've called up a lot of players. And it's not Roger Maris out there, number 9.
Yeah, let's see now. Number 9, that is going to be Caleb Sloan.
Yeah, and Caleb was in right field. And I know nobody, well, Charles Bean's as old as me. But Caleb is shades of Bobby Chance. He's about 5'2" or 3 out there, but he seems to have a little power in that arm. Well, unless there's statistics that I can't find, Wayne, this could be his debut.
And let's see if I can get more information. He is a freshman.
Oh, there you go.
Caleb Sloan, a freshman, number 9. They're missing a lot of their senior class who decided to go to the prom instead of coming to the ball game. So they've left a lot of the younger kids here to pick up the slack. But Sloan going to make his debut here.
And in the playoffs. Way to go.
Yeah. Well,
right.
You can't beat this kind of experience. So
no, when you come in with the bases loaded in a playoff game, and who's he going to be facing?
Holton Rogers,
who wears him and Mickey Mantle wear the same number. Whoa! Look out!
That got him. And there's a easy RBI.
Well, that's number 3 hit batsman of the game, and I, it's an easy RBI unless it hurt.
He shook it off and trotted down to first. Green comes in to score, or actually Peterson.
Now batting for the Dogs, number 8, Noah Lopez.
Base is still loaded.
Wait.
And now top of the order with Noah.
I'm trying to give you numbers for entertainment purposes here, okay?
Okay.
So number 8 retired twice by the New York Yankees. It belonged to Bill Dickey and Yogi Berra. So that's a really special number. You don't see a whole lot of the same number retired twice.
Yogi Berra. A lot of famous quotes go to his character.
Along with 3 MVPs.
Yes, my favorite is "It ain't over till it's over." 11-1 now your score. And just a little half swing there.
Didn't want to, but it was too good. Nobody out.
Yeah, nobody down. Base is full.
And this game will be over after the next half inning if the Warriors don't score. And if we get a base hit, it'll be over next inning regardless. Wow.
And there's a called strike 3. And how about that debut? That young man, Caleb Sloan, can take that one. And remember that.
Yeah, that curveball took about a minute and a half to break.
Yes, Lopez is kind of caught off guard there.
All right, Jace Moran, number 9 facing number 9 here.
How about a grand slam? Got to give him something to hit. That one was in the dirt.
And I already told you that was Roger Maris's number.
It'd be impressive if you told me like that was somebody that played for the Braves or the Red Sox or I don't know. Anybody.
Yeah, but I'm talking about important people. people that, yeah, I don't want to talk about people that are alive.
Well, if you were to name your favorite Major League Baseball club, who would it be? Is it the Yankees, the Mets? And that is high center field. Going to be playable, though, for Sawyer, who makes the catch. Suwannee will tag up and score another run.
Wayne, I truly came up a Dodger fan, and am one of probably only two people living that attended a Dodger Pittsburgh Pirate baseball game at Roosevelt Stadium in Jersey City. It's when the Dodgers were getting ready to move, and most of their games were at Ebbett Field, but they played a few series over at Roosevelt Stadium in New Jersey, trying to get New York to keep them in New York. And that was my first team. Then my next team was the Mets.
Over the Yankees.
Oh, yeah. But see, the Yankees were the only. I went to school with Yogi Berra's kids. And every year, the Cub Scouts, we would always go to Yankee games because there were no Mets or there was no National League team for a while.
Yeah. Popped in the air, foul territory. Catcher calls for it, and Bailey makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. Suwannee gets a 10-run lead now. Actually, 11 is 12-1 as we go to the top of the fifth inning here on RiverCountrySports.com.
Don't miss the 32nd annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th from 7:30 to 3:30 at Andrews Square in downtown Welborn, FLA. Start with a delicious blueberry pancake breakfast, served from 7:30 to 10:30. This family-friendly event features over 100 vendors, plus live music, a car show, a kids' corner, complete with a petting zoo and pony rides, plus a parade. And did I mention blueberries? The annual Welborn Blueberry Festival, Saturday, June 6th. For more, visit their Facebook page or their website at welborn.cc.
And we are back as Tyler Watson is now going to be the pitcher. Grayson Green is going to take over at first base.
And Wayne, I know you're tired of the Yankee numbers, number 4. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who that was. But that was also Duke Snyder's number. And New York had Duke Snyder, Willie Mays, and Mickey Mantle, all 3 center fielders in the Hall of Fame.
A little surprised. I guess I shouldn't be, but I thought it. And I was about to announce as the inning came back that Grayson Green going to get the complete game here, even though it was a shortened game. But they're going to go ahead and pull Green and bring in Kyler Watson. Now, they pulled him last game after he had struck out 9 in a row. And this game, he has 7 Ks in a row. But going to let Kyler close it out here and get some work. That's the thing with one game in a week. You got to get your pitcher some work. Not going to play again until next weekend. The Fernandina series is played for Friday, Saturday on the road.
And the other part of that is when you strike out 7 guys, that's a lot of pitches that you're not striking them out 1, 2, 3. You're at least going 1 and 2, 2 and 2 in a lot of the counts.
Renan Forshee now the batter.
And Watson, no slouch. He's got half of Swanee's wins this year.
I think he come in 7-0.
Yeah.
And one thing about Kyler, he's always around that strike zone. Swing and a miss.
He has as many wins as he has walks. It's very impressive.
Can't get a save here with the big lead, but just getting some work in.
No.
And Kyler, just as usual, he's coming in and throwing strikes. And did not get the call there. 2-2. Boy, Jason was ready to throw that down the third and throw it around the horn.
Wayne, you didn't ask me who wore number 6.
Okay, Tom, who wore number 6?
Clete Boyer.
Thank you. Swing and a miss.
Ken Boyer's brother and Claude Boyer's brother. 3 brothers all played Major League Baseball.
I remember the Alou brothers.
Yes, all three of them played.
They have three, yeah.
Number 8.
And there was the catcher, whose name eludes me right now, but there were three of them. Their last name began with M. So, and today I'm watching the NFL draft, and Sonny Styles gets drafted, and so does his brother. So, it's great when you have a family full of athletes.
What do you think of the NFL draft? Do you like the way they've stretched it into 3 days? You have fewer rounds now, and they take 3 days to do it.
What else do you have to do on a Saturday morning?
Well, they completed the draft today. It began on Thursday, and there's back-to-back Ks for Tyler for Suwannee pitching. That is
10
in a row.
But 10 for the game.
11 for the game.
Wow.
Hayden Simmons now to the plate.
Hayden could very conceivably be the last hitter tonight, as this will be a 10-run rule game.
We're way ahead of that one. Pretty impressive if Kyler can come in and strike out the side.
When you're the coach with a lead like this, you just tell him, come out and throw strikes.
I would hope so.
0-2, and I don't think he's going to fool around. I think he'll be throwing a strike 0-2. Because this guy hasn't been close to the ball.
There it is.
Right down Broadway.
Strikes out the side, and that's going to do it. That is the ball game. Suwannee, your winner. Final score is 12-1. Back to talk about it after this timeout on rivercountrysports.com.
Hi, my name is Katherine Haney. My grandfather and my dad, Wes Haney, have been selling and servicing Chevrolets in the Suwannee Valley area since 1968.
I'm here with my brothers, Weston and Jonathan. We want to tell you why Wes Haney Chevrolet is the best place to buy a car.
At Wes Haney Chevrolet, it comes down to two things: low prices and excellent customer service. You are a part of the family just as much as we are. Your happiness is my dad's first priority. He will always fight to make sure you get the best deal and the best experience.
My dad doesn't play games and he doesn't charge dealer fees, so we can always get you the best price. We have amazing incentives this month to put together a great deal on any Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV. The best built, longest lasting vehicles on the road. We guarantee a better deal and customer experience than you can get anywhere else.
We would love to show you our beautiful selection of new and used vehicles. We are located in Live Oak, Florida on Highway 90 East. I can guarantee our dad will give you the best deal, and we are excited to earn your business.
This is Wes Haney, and as always, no dealer fees, no games. Come see my team at Wes Haney Chevrolet.
The Suwannee River Water Management District reminds residents that drought conditions continue across our region and conserving water remains critically important. We urge residents, businesses, agricultural producers, and visitors to use water wisely. Limit water use whenever possible, postpone non-essential activities, and follow the 1 day per week landscape irrigation schedule. Working together, we can protect our water resources. Every drop counts. Visit mysuwanneeriver.com to learn more.
Tonight's broadcast being sponsored in part by Ricky Gamble. Ricky Gamble is your property appraiser for Suwannee County. There when you need them, the property appraiser's office downtown at Pine Avenue, 215 Pine Avenue in Live Oak. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, except for holidays. Give them a call, 386-362-1385. Of course, they're always available online. You'll find them at SuwanneePA.com.
And Wayne, Ricky, ex-ball player here, alumni and baseball alumni, and Kevin Green, another sponsor, ex-baseball player, and Jake Green down there with three of his sons have pitched here at Suwannee, and Grayson may end up being the best of the lot here. And I watched Jake pitch here 100 years ago with playing for Coach Etheridge. He played shortstop and went on to Georgia Southern, went on to a pro career. So good night for the Greens. Good night for Suwannee. Wasn't much of a ball game. We left two guys on in the first inning, and I think they struck out one of our batters all night long. We were able to hit anything they threw at us. And I thought the lineup, when I looked out there, Jose Altuve has made it fine for anybody that's 5'2" anymore. But I looked out there at this lineup, and there were some small guys out there. And when you're in high school and you're that small, you think you're still going to grow some. Well, obviously, if you have 3 or 4 freshmen out there playing,
Yeah.
they can't all be O'Quinn. There were some small. The guy who came in to finish the game, who did a remarkable job. He was a short guy. That's another great thing about baseball. You don't, we had the football draft. You don't have to be 6 foot. You don't have to be 200 pounds. You don't even have to run a 4.4.
Yeah, in football, you either got to be really fast or really big. So
Yeah.
in baseball, you show any size player if you are good, you can advance and make some noise. And Caleb Sloan did a great job coming in. But a lot of their seniors decided to go to the senior prom, thought they had a better chance of scoring there than against Suwannee pitching. So can't blame them with their final game. You would thought they might be here, but you don't want to miss your senior prom, so had a choice to make.
And Callahan, all the way over there, I didn't say this at the beginning of the game, but a million years ago, our principal, Jim Tilk, who was here when we built the stadium, he went to Callahan to be principal over there and took one of our coaches who, when we all went to Atlanta that time, Coach Quattlebaum. Coach Quattlebaum went over there too to West Nassau.
Yeah, it's actually a beautiful part of the state.
Yes.
Love it over there. Hey, baseball fans, the best games are yet to be played. Make plans to attend the 2026 Florida High School Baseball State Championships hosted by Lee County, the Lee County Sports Development. The action takes place May 13th through the 16th and then May 18th through the 20th. The Lee County Sports Complex at Hammond Stadium in Fort Myers. Come on out and watch state champions crowned in all 7 classifications. For more information, visit FHSAA.com. All right, we'll take a quick time out here. Back after this on rivercountrysports.com.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. At J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive, Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalak.
No matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance has been a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Local people, great rates, friendly service. That's the Farm Bureau Insurance promise. Farm Bureau Insurance, serving Florida for over 70 years. In Suwannee County, you'll find Farm Bureau in Branford and in Live Oak. In Branford on Drain Street, phone 935-1274. And in Live Oak on Dowling Avenue, call 362-1274. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, if you were here at the ballpark tonight and you took some pictures and you posted those pictures, if you put them online from today's event on your school media account, tag the FHSAA and they'll repost and share it. Follow the FHSAA on X, Instagram, and Snapchat. You can also like them on Facebook. Keep up with teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. That's facebook.com/FHSAA.
Well, Wayne, it wasn't even a close one tonight. Second 10-run rule game we've had, I think, in the last 4 games. And Suwannee, the bat's coming alive at the right time. West Nassau with a big arm out there, you know what I mean? Somebody who can throw 85, 90 miles an hour. I don't know what the cap and gown thing is down there.
Not sure.
But They got their baseball uniforms on underneath. Must be for pictures.
Yeah,
that
just
they
for
could,
pictures.
They could send to the FHSAA and
Maybe
they
they'll
will
post
post them.
them.
There you go.
All
So
right.
let's not forget that. Let's mention that 2 or 3 more times.
Got Coach Moran coming up here. We'll take a quick timeout. Back after this with Coach Billy Moran, head coach of the Suwannee Bulldogs on RiverCountrySports.com.
The hunt is on during the Declaration of Deals sales event at Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go on the ultimate egg hunt for unbeatable savings on cars, Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs. Crack open big savings on select 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $12,000 off MSRP.
People ask me, how do you give such great prices? Easy. Unlike the bunny, we don't hide our deals. That's right.
Walt's Live Oak Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. These deals are Easter Bunny approved.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high quality education.
And back here at the ballpark, got Coach Billy Moran up here in the press box. And, Coach, they're not all this easy, but congratulations on a big win here in playoffs.
Yeah, man. Anytime you win a ball game in the playoffs, it's a good day. We're fortunate to be able to, advance to the second round and, get ready for our next opponent.
Well, the viewers at home want to know, because we wanted to know, and I asked you before you got up here. Their coach came out and complained to the base coach, and then a batter later, he came in and complained to the umpire behind the plate, and we had no idea what that was about. And yeah, you're going to be playing Fernandina. We'll tell you that later.
Well, they were complaining, saying that our batter was out of the batter's box, and he wasn't. When it gets to that point in the game, they're trying to.
Are they complaining that he's out of the box? His back foot is too far, or his front foot is too far?
Yeah, and so I mean,
did you tell them that they want to hit the curveball? That's why their foot's up there.
Yeah, well, I just
I think Coach Henderson looking for whatever he can come up with.
It's not a great night for when things are going the way it was for them. So, next pitch, next play.
I understand they were missing a lot of their seniors, and so hats off to West Nassau coming over here and doing battle the best they could. But Suwannee, 12-1 final score. What can you say about your pitching? Grayson Green on fire again. Kyler Watson, he's always on straight. He comes in the last inning, 3 straight Ks.
Yeah. It's hard to pull Grayson out of the game right there. I mean, we're not taking him out for any reason other than we needed Kyler to throw an inning. Grayson could have very easily closed the game out. I mean, you've seen he was just dominant with everything he was throwing. But I just didn't want Kyler to go 2 whole weeks without throwing.
And that's the problem. Only one game in this week, and then not another game till next Friday, Saturday.
I mean, and that's just those 2 guys. I mean, Case Nickerson didn't throw. Colton Rogers didn't throw. Easton O'Quinn, Jace, Ryland, Romney, Luke, all of our arms that we have didn't get an opportunity to throw. So it's very, very tough. We're going to have to, try to work in some lives for those guys so they can stay sharp, because when you're pitching, you kind of get into that groove and you stay in that groove. So we like those guys to continue to throw regularly to batters to keep them sharp.
Wayne, unofficially, I've got 39 innings for Grayson on the year, and 75 or 6 strikeouts. So that's pretty impressive.
It is, but as Coach will just tell us, the competition gets tougher as we move forward in these playoffs. So it looks like Fernandina Beach leading 8-0 over Panama City Bay. So it would appear that we're going to take on the 2 seed next weekend.
Yeah. Guys, when Grayson's pitching well, when Kyler's pitching well, it doesn't really matter. The competition might be a little bit tougher, probably going to see a lot tougher arms, but I still believe that our pitchers are going to be able to strike out, a lot of hitters, a majority of hitters. We just got to do a better job of coming out and just taking control of the game from the very first pitch. seems like it takes us a few pitches to kind of get settled in.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like to me we weren't used to facing that slow of a pitching staff.
Oh yeah, offensively, that's the hardest thing in the world to do is to go face. I mean, I'm watching our guys, and they're fighting so hard to wait back. So I mean, hats off to them for being able to scratch and claw and score a bunch of runs. When we got on base, we ran pretty regularly. We were able to execute the run game good. So. But I mean, overall, just got to find a way to win that game, and we did. We did it without too much stress. So happy for our guys. But now we got to go to work, and we're going to have a formidable opponent. We got to go on the road, so it's going to be a battle.
Is it Grayson again?
Well, we're being a 3-game series, so it'll be Kyler or Grayson game 1, and then Kyler or Grayson game 2. So it really just depends on the matchups, honestly. So yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, different approach as far as a 3-game series because you're playing in back-to-back days. You're playing 2 games in one day, possibly.
Yeah, you probably won't see Kyler throw in the same game as Grayson. And so and if we win game 1, then there will be no holding back for game 2. We'll try to whatever we have to do to win game 2. So the 3-game series changes everything.
Well, Fernandina has won. They have 10-run rules.
Do we know game times? Is it 7:00 Friday, or we don't know yet?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll probably be Friday at 6 or 7, and then Saturday we'll play. Whatever time they say. They're hosting, so they kind of get to make that.
Could they have their prom on the same night? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they might not go to prom. They might play baseball instead. Our prom is next weekend, so all of our players will be missing prom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's the baseball playoffs. I don't even see a choice there. So.
Yeah. So I mean, we talked about at the beginning of the year for this team. Hey, don't make plans until after the state championship game. That's our goal is to make it to the state championship game, and if there's other stuff that's during that time and that it's higher on your priority list, then maybe baseball's not for you, and that's fine. But we have to know ahead of time.
Yeah.
You can't just spring that on people at the last minute. So, but our guys are well aware that prom is next weekend, and we're sad about it, but we're gonna have to miss it.
Well, one step at a time.
Yep.
Saturday is a doubleheader. When does the first game start?
It's not an automatic doubleheader.
Okay.
Depends on game 1 on Friday.
Well, yeah, but if you have to,
no idea. We have no clue. They could set the times. It's up to them. It's their home. They get to host. They get to pick the time.
Yeah, and we'll just be checking the brackets, and as soon as we know, we'll pass the word on.
Yeah,
but,
I'll know. I'll probably contact the coach, or he'll contact me tomorrow, just to let everybody know so they can make plans accordingly.
And then, of course, we'll have it on the air with the Suwannee Coaches Report on Monday night, so we'll be able to unveil it then. We'll have the brackets up on the screen and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So they're looking forward to it. But step 1, got that regular season, played that tough schedule, got that out of the way. Step 2, won the district championship.
That's right.
Now we've taken another step tonight, winning a quarterfinal game, and now on to the semifinals of the region.
That's right.
How's Ty feeling?
He's feeling better. He's been under the weather pretty bad, so he didn't get to play today. But hopefully we can get him right, and he'll be back next week. So, but yeah, like you said, man, there's only 16 teams left after tonight in 3A baseball, and we're one of them. So. We're happy and proud about that, but like I said, we've got to go to work. We got to, we have to be able to come out and play good baseball for 7 full innings, and I think right now we're playing good baseball for about 6, we got to figure out a way to play clean baseball all the way through.
Yeah. Well, anyway, congratulations. It was a lot of fun tonight, man. I'm catching the spirit and looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right. Back after this, rivercountrysports.com.
Your one-stop auto shop, J&W Automotive. At J&W, they do paint and body work. Yeah, collision repair, paint jobs, bumper repair. They'll handle your insurance claim for you. At J&W, no job is too big or too small. They also sell vehicles, repair vehicles, retire vehicles, plus front-end alignments, AC work, computer diagnostics. They cut and program keys. They are your one-stop, all-in-one automotive shop. J&W Automotive, Highway 129 North in Live Oak. Call 364-1377. Online at jwautos.com.
Do you want to help veterans? Vet Team 6 is a nonprofit organization that helps North Florida and South Georgia veterans with all types of projects. Things that other organizations may not be able to do, like mowing lawns, removing debris, repairing driveways. We even help one veteran bury his donkey. You can help Vet Team 6 by volunteering your time or by making a monetary donation to the cause. For more information, check out our Facebook page at VETTEAMSIX. Vet Team 6. 6 branches, 1 mission.
Hi, my name is Catherine Haney. My grandfather and my dad, Wes Haney, have been selling and servicing Chevrolets in the Suwannee Valley area since 1968.
I'm here with my brothers, Weston and Jonathan. We want to tell you why Wes Haney Chevrolet is the best place to buy a car.
At Wes Haney Chevrolet comes down to 2 things: low prices and excellent customer service. You are a part of the family just as much as we are. Your happiness is my dad's first priority. He will always fight to make sure you get the best deal and the best experience.
My dad doesn't play games and he doesn't charge dealer fees, so we can always get you the best price. We have amazing incentives this month to put together a great deal on any Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV. The best built, longest lasting vehicles on the road. We guarantee a better deal and customer experience than you can get anywhere else.
We would love to show you our beautiful selection of new and used vehicles. We are located in Live Oak, Florida on Highway 90 East. I can guarantee our dad will give you the best deal, and we are excited to earn your business.
This is Wes Haney, and as always, no dealer fees, no games. Come see my team at Wes Haney Chevrolet.
12-1 final score, as you see on our companion animal hospital scoreboard. Suwannee gets the win tonight over West Nassau, so congratulations to the Dogs. And not much else you can say about this one.
Oh, no. And Wayne, I forgot to tell you, last Saturday I saw Catfish Hunter, and I can't tell you how much he has done for Suwannee football over the years. And I'm glad that Wes Haney Chevrolet's on board. Weston was in my fantasy football league, and he does not need to quit his day job. And I can't tell you how many quarterback club Saturday mornings I did at Wes Haney Chevrolet. So I'm glad they're on board for tonight's game. And was not as an exciting game as we've had this year. And as I said before, we've done the gamut this year in terms of games, and certainly a couple exciting ones, 2 10-run rule ones. And you always like that when you're the guy that's on the right side of that score. And we got no hit. That's the only loss that we had this year on the live stream.
Yeah.
Was we had to get no hit to lose. And we have 2 good pitchers going into the playoffs, and that's the name of the game, Wayne, is pitching. And if you got kids at the high school level who can bring it 90 miles an hour and the ball moves, I don't care if you're St. Joe's or you're Havana. You got somebody who's in high school that can throw 92, 93 miles an hour, you will go deep into the playoffs. The only equalizer is you can only pitch 1 game at a time. So it's not like softball where the guy can go out every game. So you need 2 of them, and we've got 2 of them.
Yeah, we got 3.
Yeah.
Bolton, so 3 good starters and a quality bullpen as well. In 3A in Region 1 tonight, it was South Walton taking on Wolfson. Wolfson made it as the 8th seed. They had the privilege of going over and facing the top seed in South Walton. Also, you had Baldwin making the trip over to West Florida tonight. And meanwhile, we've been keeping eyes on Bay and Fernandina Beach, and Fernandina 10-0 over Bay, and Suwannee beating West Nassau here tonight by a score of 12-1. For the latest official news about Florida high school sports, including updated brackets in the 2026 FHSAA Baseball Championships, visit FHSAA.com, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. And follow the Suwannee Bulldogs throughout the postseason right here on rivercountrysports.com. To sponsor our broadcast or give feedback, email rivercountrysports@gmail.com. rivercountrysports@gmail.com for local sports and more. It's rivercountrysports.com, a division of River Country Broadcasting. All right, Tom, that's going to wrap up tonight's broadcast. Certainly appreciate your help with broadcast here on this Saturday night. Next week, we'll be in Fernandina. Friday, I understand you have a commitment, but you may join us on Saturday.
That's a distinct possibility. If I could find out where it is.
Okay. How about, first of all, Monday night, we got the sports report Monday. So
if I am in town, I will be there with bells on, and I will be giving Coach Moran his new nickname, Captain Hook.
Okay.
Captain Hook, come out here and grab Grayson the last 2 games. Captain Hook takes him out. Guys striking out everybody in sight. No, but I understand why. I'm only kidding. And, I want to thank Florida High School Activity Association for doing this. But next year, they got to figure something out. You cannot be in Panama City and be a high school kid and go play a game in Fernandina Beach. It's a long road trip.
That's a pretty good trip.
Yeah, and because we're going to Fernandina and it's real long for us. And then, I don't know, you got Wilson going to somewhere. I mean, it's just the distances are insane. If it was like a one-time deal, okay. But if Suwannee is to advance to the championship, we're going to have to go to Fernandina Beach. And then we're going to have to go to where?
Probably South Walton, Fort Walton Beach.
And then if you win there, you got to go to Naples.
Fort Myers, yeah.
Close enough to Naples. So that's, I don't know how you make it any better unless you cut the state into 2 complete pieces and then, have the game at the end.
I can just tell you that if you're a Suwannee Bulldog, you don't care where you have to go. If you got a chance to play another baseball game, you're going to go wherever they tell you to go and try to win a state championship.
Yeah, well, I agree with you, but I would just like to make, not only for us, I'd like to make it easier for all
everybody,
the high schools, because that's insane to, really think about it, to go from Panama City to Fernandina Beach to play a baseball game.
Well, one weekend at a time. Got the job done here tonight, and now on to Fernandina Beach next weekend, and we'll have all the action for you of all 3 games. If it goes that far, hopefully Suwannee can win 2 games and get out of there, but we'll see what happens. That's going to wrap up tonight's broadcast. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Big Bulldog salute going out to J&W Automotive, to Farm Bureau Insurance, to the Suwannee County School District, to the Waltz Automotive Group, to Van Carpet One, to the Suwannee River Water Management District, to Ricky Gamble, your Suwannee County property appraiser, to West Haney Chevrolet, to Corbus Mobile Home Supplies of Lake City, to the Wellburn Blueberry Festival, and to Companion Animal Hospital. Our crew tonight, our camera operators were Sawyer Brooks, Lucy Roberts, Him Patel, and John Koch. Tammy Neal was our streaming producer and our executive producer. For Tom Daniels, I'm Wayne Luttrell. Again, your final score, Suwannee wins at 12-1 over West Nassau. We'll see you next weekend here on River Country Sports.